Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show. I'm your host, Dominic Konoweski. The MLB season is starting up in just a couple weeks, and I have my 2020 MLB 60-game season predictions now. I originally did it when there was still 162 games in the season, but now because of this whole pandemic thing, they lowered it to a whopping 60 games. We've never seen this before. Very hard to really calculate, to really think on how the teams would do. But hopefully these are somewhere accurate, or who knows, maybe 100% accurate for at least half of the teams on this list. So let's get started. Always in the American League East Division, we have the New York Yankees coming in first place with a 48-12 record. The Yankees, it's going to be a very interesting season. Now, we know that Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge will be ready for opening day. But you got to remember that our ace, Luis Severino, will not be playing this season due to Tommy John surgery. But we also have Jordan Montgomery coming back, though, from Tommy John. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays. But I do have the Yankees coming in first place with the 48-12 record. They're kind of like up and down at the beginning of the season, depending who they go up against. I think they're going to be able to do it, though. I think they're going to have a very solid, very good season. Coming in second place, the Tampa Bay Rays with a 38-22 record in the win-loss column. I'm being honest, Tampa Bay, they've been doing great the last 2-3 seasons. I don't think they're going to be a 40-winning team, though, during this season. It's going to be really hard to say. Blake Snell, great pitcher, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, though, for the Rays. Who knows, maybe they could get maybe 45 wins. They're very hard to predict. Last season, at the beginning, they had a pretty decent start, but who knows? Starting late in the season will, of course, affect the playoffs. Now, coming in third place, we have the Toronto Blue Jays with a 35-25 record. Now, this is for multiple reasons. They have the off-season free agent acquire of Hyun-Jin Ryu. I'm pretty sure I said that correctly. Not to mention they have ace pitcher Aaron Sanchez on their team, with players such as Kevin Pillar and Justin Smoke. I think they're going to have a very great season. I do not think, though, that it will be good enough, though, to make in the playoffs or anything. But 35-25, that is a great season for a team like the Blue Jays, who have just been struggling ever since their great years in 2015 and 16. Now, coming in fourth place, the Boston Red Sox with a 20-40 record. This, the Red Sox, Alex Carr will not be managing the Red Sox. He got fired, found out he was cheating. Big part of the whole Astros cheating scandal. It's going to be very difficult to see where the Red Sox will go, player-wise and everything. They did not have a great 2019 season. They had a horrible start to the 2019 season. I think giving them 20 wins is a big stretch. I really think it is. Now, coming in last place, like always the past couple seasons, the Baltimore Orioles with a 5-55 record. I'm not even being harsh on them. I think winning 5 games in a 60-game season is what they're aiming for, to be fully honest with you guys. They just do not have the pitching, and they just do not really have the players. I'm not trying to be mean or anything to their pitching rotation, the starting lineup, but they just don't really have the talent on their team to win a 10 out of 60 games during the season. I do predict them to be the worst team in the American League with a 5-55 record. So the New York Yankees win the American League East Division. Going on to the American League Central Division, we have the Minnesota Twins, who won 101 games last season. I think they're going to go 49-11. With the White Sox coming in second place with a 40-20 record. The White Sox, I don't know, they've been up and down the last couple seasons. It's very hard to say where they'll go. I also think that they'll be tied with the Indians with a 40-20 20 record. The White Sox, though, scoring more runs than the Indians, though. That's why they are above them. The Indians, they've been worrying me the last season or two. So, I don't know. I think 40 and 20 for both of those teams very reasonable. Maybe the White Sox, I don't know. If they don't win 40 games, maybe between 35 and 38 games, then if they don't get the 40 win mark. Coming in 4th place is the Kansas City Royals. I predict them to go 11 and 49. I think the most wins they could get maybe is 13, but that's a stretch for me. I think 11 wins is where they'll end up around. With the Tigers coming in last place with the 7 and 53 record. Just think, when they started rebuilding, if they didn't get rid of their pitchers, they would probably be arguably, or definitely be the #1 team in the MLB pitching-wise if they never got rid of their pitchers and started that rebuild. I guarantee you guys that. Boy, aren't they regretting that. And the Warriors, they've been going down ever since they won the World Series a couple years back. So, I think an 11-win season would be good for them. That would be great if they do good this season, win more than 11 games. I would love to see that. But, honestly, I just don't think that's possible. Going to the American League West, we have the Athletics winning that division with a 46 and 14 record. The Athletics, they've been doing great last season or two. Playoff-wise, not really that great. But I definitely think they'll be owning this division as the Astros are just going to have a pretty miserable season. The Rangers coming in 2nd place with the 40 and 20 season. It's going to be hard to see where the Rangers go this season. They do have the likes of Joey Gallo on their team, who's just a great hitter. I do think, though, he's definitely overweighted, though. But it's going to be hard to say where they go. Pitching-wise, the pitching is very up and down, so that's going to be interesting. Coming in 3rd place, I do think the Astros could manage a 3rd place season with the 37-33 record. Really, we don't know how the Astros plays like really are without cheating. Maybe Jose Altuve really is a great player and stuff without the banging of a trash can. We don't really know that. So, it's definitely gonna depend on how the players really play without cheating and everything. Not to mention, you gotta remember the off-season loss of Garrett Cole. He went to the Yankees. So he's gonna be with the Yankees for this 2020 60-game shortened season, and who knows for how long, too. So, it's definitely going to be interesting. They may not even have Justin Verlander, who's another one of their aces. So, this will be a very interesting season for the Astros. I'm going to love to see how that goes. I do not think they're going to come anywhere close to making the playoffs, though, this season. Coming right behind the Astros, we have the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Now, this will be interesting. They have Mike Trout, the power hitter. And they have Shohei Ohtani coming back, who could pitch and hit just excellent. This is going to be interesting. Really, and they only have 2 good players. Those players just that I named, Trout and Ohtani. I do not think, even if they play at the top of their ability, that they could get their team higher than 4th place. That's where I think they will go with a nice 500 win percentage season with a 30 and 30 season. I honestly think that's where they're going to land around, because there's only so much 2 players could do. Does it help that Ohtani could pitch well? Yeah, but having 1 good pitcher on the team, it really doesn't do much. It cannot bring you to playoff run. Coming in last place is the Seattle Mariners with the 27 and 33 win season. I think that's about right. They haven't really done anything big last couple seasons, so I think that's about where they'll go. So, winning the American League Wild Card. Now, we do have 3 teams that went 40 and 20 in the win-loss column, so those are tied. Those being the White Sox, the Indians, and the Rangers. I do think the Indians will win that final wild card spot, though. So, I think going into the wild card game, it will be the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians. Going on to the National League now. For the National League East, we have the Philadelphia Phillies. I think Bryce Harper could do something with that team after having a 81 and 81 season last year. I think they're going to go 40 and 20. With the Mets in 2nd place, 39 and 21. The Mets, it's going to be difficult to see where the Mets go. They got Pete Alonso, coming in here in his second season, did an absolutely amazing rookie season. I cannot stress how good he is. And I'm a Yankees fan too. That's saying something. Pete Alonso is a great player. But the thing is, you also got to remember Noah Syndergaard will not be in the season due to Tommy John surgery. So anything could happen with them. They also have ace, though, and multiple back-to-back Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom, who will be on the mound this season. So that's going to definitely be interesting. I don't think that they'll win the National League East, though. Coming in third place with a 38-22 record is the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves, they've surprised me the last 2 seasons. I think they're going to go, okay, you know, third place, though, but only by 2 games. So I think the National League East will be a very tight race. Then we have the Nationals with a 37-23 record. So when you think about it, 3 games separate first to fourth place. So the Phillies first place with 40 wins. The Nationals in 4th place with 37 wins. So that would definitely be interesting. And then we have the Miami Marlins, who's just the one on the litter, 8-52. I honestly think, and that's a very big stretch, I gotta say. When I was originally making this list, I originally had them winning 3 games, going 3-47. The Miami Marlins just... They just don't have anyone. They don't. They've been rebuilding, I guess you could call it that. They've just been going backwards in the rebuild. So, I honestly can't picture them winning 8 games. If they do, then it will be very close games. No blowouts whatsoever. Going on to the National League Central, we have the Chicago Cubs winning with a 53-7 record. I think that's about right. With the St. Louis Cardinals with a 50-10 record. Now, these are the 2 teams, the first 2 teams winning 50 or more games on my list. And then in third place, we have the Milwaukee Brewers with a 47-13 season. I'm being honest, those top 3 spots could go to any of those teams. They did great in 2019. Chicago, though, not having the best 2019 season, but still had a great season, though. Overall, did not result, though, in a playoff berth, but even so, you know, that's still good. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, 22-38. I'm being honest, I don't even think the Pirates have any fans. I don't think having no one in the stadiums will affect the players. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I just think everyone forgets about the Pirates. I know I do a lot. But that would be interesting. They'll see what they could do. And then coming last place is the Cincinnati Reds with the 17-43 record in the win-loss column. Going on into the National League West, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers winning an astounding 57 games with only 3 losses. Yes, not 1, not 2, but 3 losses. That is just absolutely unbelievable. I honestly think the Dodgers could do that. I do think they'll blow it somehow in the playoffs, though. But they're going to dominate this 60-game season. I'm telling you that right now. The Dodgers are going to dominate this season. The Arizona Diamondbacks coming in second place with a 42-18 record. It's going to be hard to say with the Diamondbacks, though. They are just up and down every other season, it seems. So that'll be interesting. Colorado Rockies, 31-29. That's about where maybe 28 games. I feel like I kind of gave them a little bit of a stretch. Hard to say, though. The Padres only have Manny Machado. Let's face it. The Padres only have Manny Machado. Manny Machado is one of the most overrated players to ever play baseball, to be fully honest with you. 19-41 record. I felt like being kind, honestly. I think they could only win maybe 15 games max. And that's still on a stretch. And coming in last place for the National League West, we have the San Francisco Giants with the 16-44 record. I think that's about right. Or maybe swap the Padres win-loss with the Giants win-loss. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough, though, in just, 2 months? Basically, this is crazy with a 60-game season. National League wildcard will be played against the Cardinals and the Brewers. The Cardinals with a 50-10 record, Brewers with a 47-13 record. Folks, I hope you liked this video. This is going to be a crazy season, crazy predictions. I don't think I'm ever going to have predictions like this again in my life, at least game-wise. 60 games. Wow. If you guys want, you can like this video, share, or even hit the subscribe button. I just hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a while to really think about how these teams are going to do. That would be great to see some of these underdog teams perform. I'm your host, Dominic Conowes, give the New York Sports Show. I'm signing out.